What is going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new rebuild in Football Manager 2022, and there is something fresh and different about this one. Obviously, the transfer window has just been completed in real life, so I've downloaded a transfer update. We'll get through that a little bit, but if you want to just use it yourself, I'll leave the links in the description. I'll leave a comment as well for you to download it. So yeah, we'll keep it there. As you can see, Everton has some different type of moves, not so permanent moves unless we make them in the save, like Al Ghazi, Van der Beek. We'll go through the transfers, how the squad is looking like as well, which is, a lot to be done with Everton. You could say Everton, they haven't been at the top. They're saying to rebuild them, but this one's probably going to be a bit more of a challenge. The only thing, because that deal, the craziness, whatever you want to call it, with Aubameyang, I was considering to do one with Arsenal, but in this update, Aubameyang is still at Arsenal because that happened basically, after this was finished. It was, really late. So make that, understandable why it's not in the update. If you download it yourself and you're like, wait, why is Aubameyang still there? He's basically the one that isn't, and it's pretty up to date though, as we will see through this save. And if you want to go check it out for yourself as well, and of course, if you're new to the channel here, be sure to subscribe and don't miss the FM uploads as we're on top of all this stuff. But let's take a proper look at the squad. Of course, the current expectations is important, and I say what their current expectations are is a bit. We'll see right here. They want us to play possession, attacking football, entertaining football. I think, finish mid-table. That's what I mean. Everton, they're, struggling. They're just trying to get out, stay away from the relegation zone. So it's not the highest expectations, but for their, quality, I'm really intrigued to see what the transfer budget is for these guys. And obviously a little bit of a connection. I'm from Australia, obviously, from the accent, and Tim Cahill, a legend for Australia, obviously did big things for Everton as well. So there's a bit of connection there. But I want to introduce, for those of you guys, if you're new to my channel and these rebuilds, how we go about it. We do a few episodes each season. This one, the first one, is going to be an introduction to the squad. And obviously, when it's a new season, the first episode for a new season is going to be rounding up the transfers, showcasing you the transfers, and getting into the first game of the season because we are that close. Obviously, we won't be playing a game today. We're at the beginning, really at the beginning of the season. That's why the first season compared to the rest is a bit different. And then we will have our next episode in January, see how things are going, maybe weigh up moves in January if there is actually. It's funny because we just came off that in real life now, but weigh up if we have enough money to make a move, if we need to make a move or save a bit of money. It really depends on the situation and the club and the current performance so much. And then especially in the first couple seasons, and that's been with bigger teams, I've done Barca and Juventus before, you expect reaching the Premier League win and Champions League win, which is the goal of the rebuild. That is going to take a bit longer with Everton. So maybe, like I was going to say, I do the first couple seasons where the next episode after January, where will be the youth intake and, of course, updating the results. But this might be the first 4 or 5 seasons. This could be a really, really long one with Everton. So, it could be really interesting the way it plays out. And then, obviously, there's going to the final episode of the season, rounding up how it all played out. And, so you guys know the structure of how these series will be. And of course, something I always do, which is, Moyes Keane. It's funny because I just did Juventus and he was really good for me there. So what I generally do, I just select not at club, which basically, covers the players that are out on loan. There might be rare occasions that it's something else. But pretty much, players that are out on loan. But we have got it sorted by transfer value, and one of the transfers that wasn't a loan, Dele Alli. He could be the focus because he's still, he should be in the prime of his career at 25. I think the last couple seasons, he's at Tottenham, he's been through a little bit of changes and all of that. But I think before the last couple years, he was really, let's go to the history and see how he's going with Tottenham. That's what I mean. In his first couple of years at Tottenham, when he scored that 10, then he stepped up to 18, we thought, what an up-and-coming attacking midfield talent, goal-scoring type he is. And then he tapered off tapered off a little bit. He didn't keep that same level, let's say. But now this pretty good signing for Everton. We're going to see how Dele Alli goes. And he wasn't the only permanent move. One more, Mykolenko, who I've already used this year as well. So he's not a bad player. Develops. I've seen other teams. I've seen Liverpool sign him as well. So he's... if Liverpool target him as a transfer in FM, he's got he's not a superstar, but if he reaches that potential there, he's currently 22. So I think the second season is where we're going to see the rest of his major development. I think, in replacing Lucas Digne, he's all right. He can do a job. And of course, just to mention that, we go over to Aston Villa. Obviously, Stevie G in charge. There's Coutinho, but it actually starts with the injury there. And of course, we've got El Ghazi. But yeah, there's Digne at Aston Villa. Just to show you all, I'll show you some of the transfer updates. And then sorting by potential, he's not the highest, but just covering another signing in Nathan Patterson. He's 19, so I just wonder about his development. Maybe could be a bit better. He's currently wanted. Maybe gets loaned out. I probably don't see using him too much. Not the first season in the Premier League. Just doesn't look that quality. That potential, you probably want to be a bit better, admittedly, so I don't know the future of him. But just to update you guys on those players that came in. And again, a couple of loans start with injuries like Coutinho, Van der Beek, but we're in pre-season anyway. So, yeah, maximum of 4 weeks, and that's generally in between. So, yeah, he'll be ready for the season. Excited for him, El Ghazi. But more importantly, the good thing is, look at the budget here. It's nothing great. That's nothing fantastic. The overall balance. So the partially rebuilding here with Everton is the money. Getting the money right. Because sure, get into next season, we'll get a following, the following season, you'll get a new transfer budget. But if that's 10 million, you're not going to get much. You're not going to have much rebuilding to be going on. So a bit might come through the youth academy, like we mentioned. This is not just going to be a youth series or something. We could put a bit more, but it's going to be close to 3 million. But you see the facilities. It just might need to be something like this. Superb training, superb youth facilities, excellent youth recruitment, along with academy coaching as well. That's good. There's facilities in Liverpool in the city. That's like another contender. That's another contender. To get to that level and maybe partially a challenge as well to dethrone Liverpool. We'll see, how we get along. But there's steps that need to be taken. And the first one is, before huge signings, make a bit of profits. And that could be through signings as well. Searching for some bargains. And maybe that's what we do first season, because the initial squad, this is from the transfer update. So this squad is good enough. So maybe, if anything, we save what we can unless there's some really, really good bargains, maybe some free transfers, or again, some really cheap, no more than a couple million. I want to try and bargain hunt some guys. Maybe we can make a few million off. That's our first port of call. Not necessarily signing guys that can take us to win a Premier League and then Champions League, but guys that can help us to that next step of increasing the amount of money in the club to make good enough signings. So it's a real different prospect with Everton. Maybe give me some suggestions in the comments. Who should we target? Or if there's any players, you go the other way about it. Anyone, you sell one good player to rebuild more of the club. But when you don't want to make an error where you get rid of too many good players and you can't survive. You get sacked. Like Richarlison, you got to weigh up how good is he. You weigh up his value. Can you get 60 to 70 million for him? And can you spend that? I look at his value, or his attributes. What his attributes show me. For that price, I feel like I could maybe get 2 or 3 players that look similar. He's solid, but this is where my brain gets ticking, and we start to think realistically as well. Calvert-Lewin, you like a good striker, but he is wanted. Or Manchester City, I would want to say maybe Man United could be realistic as well. If we go over to Manchester United, if we sort by their attacking players, they've got Cavani, and Martial went out on loan. Rashford injured. That's 3 to 4 months. Cristiano Ronaldo, and no one else. There's no one else. We know. We know. Of course, they've had their own transfer update, if we can call it the transfer update. But yeah, in a bit of trouble. So you don't know that already there's interest from Man City for Calvert-Lewin anyway. So you know when Man City's interested, there's, a very good chance a good bid can come in. So, but you selling your two best strikers, that's what I mean. If you sell one of them, and then we set up in a way where you already start thinking tactically, like maybe a 4-2-3-1, Dele Alli sits behind one of the main men. So yeah, my brain gets ticking already. Let me know if we do anything in terms of that. Give me some suggestions. But you never know if the CPU, they just come in with a bid that's unexpected. So leave a thumbs up if you're excited for this Everton rebuild, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.